This lesson is for those of you who have learned a scale or two. In this case, it's an A harmonic minor scale, like this. And it's great that you've practiced your scale. It goes up and down. However, when you hit play on a play along with simple A minor chords, or if you're at the jam trying to play an A minor tune, you can't make much music out of this thing as it stands. So this lesson is for you. The key is what you just witnessed me doing was taking the 7 notes of the scale and getting across to you a chord progression. The chord progression A minor and E7. A minor and E7, one measure each, alternating back and forth. I was able to do that not by strumming block chords as we usually do, but by one note at a time. And at the very beginning of the video, I restricted myself to this, 7 notes of the scale, which doesn't seem possible until you realize the trick. First of all, let's get that G sharp down below A and leave the top of our scale 5 and 6. And I'll show you how to do this. A, G sharp, A. This is my scale exercise number 1, up and down. And if you exaggerate the downbeats, watch what emerges. 1, 1, 3, 3, 5, 5, 3, 1. So we end up emphasizing with the scale exercise number 1, scale degrees 1, 3, and 5. And most of you who've learned a scale or two have also learned that if you take out scale degrees 1, skip 2, 3, skip 4, 5, that equals the tonic chord, the name of the scale's major or minor chord in this case, A minor. And 1, 3, 5 is indeed a perfect A minor chord. And that's usually where your chord knowledge from scales stops, and it's a shame, because if you look at the other 4 notes, not 1, 3, 5, but 7, 2, 4, 6, that's how I was effecting that E7 chord. I was playing 1, 3, 5 for the A minor part, and every time E7 came along, I played one of the other 4 notes of the scale. There's the A, C, E notes of the scale. There's the G sharp, B, D, F, G sharp, B, D, F, G sharp. And that's how you make 1 and 5 out of any scale, major or minor. This is not just A minor, and it's not even just minor. If this were a major scale lesson, I have this one right next to this in my folder. It ends up being a different chord because we're in major, but you end up with 1, 3, 5. And that happy sounding other 4 in major. Same exact rule as what you're learning here. I'll have both lessons in the members area of the site. But let's take, this is the crucial part now. We'll take that scale, and you've already isolated 1, 3, and 5 to a certain extent by emphasizing them. And that will look like this. It's the first measure of exercise 2. If we take the other notes from F, D, B, G sharp, that forms a G sharp diminished chord, which does sound excellent over E7 in this situation. So there's exercise number 2. So you walk your way up to 5, and since 5 is right next to 6, we'll start on 6 instead of going all the way to the bottom again. And if we start the A minor chord in example number 3, from 5 down, then 1 is right next to 7, and that's why we'll walk up. So I'll play through those 2 exercises. That was basically how I started the tune. I did this. So if you go back to the very beginning of my demonstration, you can put this to practice. But here it is just as written for you to practice with. Down an octave, that's where I started the tune. Sorry, 1, 3, 5, and then 6 is next to it. 6, 4, 2, 7, 1, 5, 6, 4, 2, 7, 1. And the second example is the inverse. We start high and descend on the 1 chord, which leaves us here for G sharp, up to the 6 where we descend. These are perpetual loops. Here it is down the octave. Same 7 notes. I really don't know how to turn that series into a chord progression, but if you take 1, 3, and 5 and play them together, and then on the next measure play the other 4, boom, you get 2 chords out of your scale.